Welcome to VoiceCon Amsterdam. We're here with Ryan Schreur from Microsoft. Ryan, I'm going to ask you to repeat your last name.
Hello, yeah. It's Ryan Schreur from Microsoft. I think it's a difficult name to pronounce. I blame my parents.
I've been in Amsterdam a couple of days and haven't quite perfected all of my European pronunciations, but we're here talking with Microsoft, obviously one of the most important players now in the communications industry. They're here showing a number of things, including, I assume, here at the booth, what was discussed in Tuesday's keynote, which was the announcement of Office Communications Server Release 2.
Yeah, that's correct. So what we have over here is it's a booth stand-up where we present our latest release of Office Communications Server 2007, the R2 release, wherein we bring new telephony features to the public, to the end users, mainly to accommodate more scenarios that is used every day in our end customers. So our software platform will behave more and more like a full end telephony system, and that's what we are showing over here. Especially when you look at the booth stand-up, we will show our new attendant console, which can be used for attendant services, but also for boss secretary functionality. We can adjust this client with some automatic call distribution features, so we can add more clients into one queue to operate. But as well our new Office Communicator, wherein we have the ability to do some desktop sharing, because we have seen over the years that sharing the desktop or sharing the application on your desktop, that is the most used feature to share and to collaborate in everyday's business.
Well, in his keynote yesterday, Eric Krapf of Microsoft at the end made reference to Microsoft software eventually making the PBX obsolete. And yet it seems as though one way you're making it obsolete is by kind of swallowing a lot of the PBX functionalities in this new form factor of OCS.
Right.
You can do a lot of these boss secretary things that you mentioned more in the traditional PBX way, but also in some newer ways. Could you maybe describe that?
Yeah. Normally a boss secretary feature in a PBX system, it's used for telephony only. But what we did is we used this concept in the way a boss and secretary uses this feature in a unified communications way of doing communication. So we apply these rules not only for telephony, but also for instant messaging and those kind of communication channels. And that's, I think, pretty unique in the market, because what we do is we copy a PBX feature, but we add the channels we have in our platform. I think that's a rich combination where our end users will benefit from.
So the idea is to kind of provide a transition so that people who are comfortable with the older functions are able to get some of that, but also evolve that into some...
Correct. Sometimes it's not a 100% match of the feature, but we create this feature in our own UC experience in our platform, supporting the channels we have in our daily one-to-one communication or one-to-many communication settings we use every day.
I just want to, if Steve can come in here. This is the Microsoft reference design phone that, if people haven't seen it before, it looks very different from other types of phones, and it's got a few interesting little features. This appears to be one that it looks like it's working off a USB connection to the...
So our most important client, that's of course our FAT client, supporting all the features of OCS. Users who want to have the voice capabilities of this client have a variety of peripherals they can choose from, so you can choose which device you like to use in your daily communication. Some users prefer a Bluetooth headset connected to the laptop or to the station. Some want to use a wired headset, or if you want to use a hook, we have what we are calling a Catalina device, which is a USB handset which operates in conjunction to our FAT client. So when you goes down the client. It's natively integrated. When you hook it up, the client comes up and the client goes down. So on the USB level, we have also added some features.
And what are these lights on the phone?
Our Office Communicator shows the presence of the individual or the identity, and we bring those present states also to the peripheral. So once you are having a phone call and you bring up your Word file, you also see what the status is. So we integrate peripheral technology with our rich software features.
So if I'm Anthony here, this is reflecting my present state here.
Normally the presence is dynamically getting out of your calendar. So if your calendar is filled with an activity, it shows busy. Do you have a meeting scheduled? It will show in a meeting. Or if you have a conference call scheduled in your agenda, it will say in the conference, but you can manually override, of course. So let's say I will be busy. It will automatically change also the state on the peripheral.
And I've always wanted to do this to one of these machines or one of these telephones because it looks like it should just fall right off.
No,
it's actually quite stable.
Yeah, it's pretty stable. Besides a fat client, we also have a web client available. So when you're in a hotel or in a internet kiosk or whatever, you can also use a web client which has the capability of presence management and instant messaging and to do desktop sharing as well. And we support different type of explorers, like of course Internet Explorer, but also Mozilla and other types as well. So it's not only bound to Microsoft technology, and we have a mobile client as well. I will show you in a minute. I will unlock my phone. There it is.
And that's essentially the same, that's a communicator client as well.
That's a communicator client as well, which has more or less the same features as our web client. So the idea is that we show our presence on any device wherever you are. In the office, on the road, at home, in a hotel, at the partner site, doesn't matter where. So that's what we believe is the full UC experience, connected to the network anywhere you are, using features, using communications, wherever you are. Stay in contact everywhere you are.
Well, thank you very much, Ryan. I appreciate your time. Very much appreciate Microsoft's
Eric,
support
and
for the show.
Have a nice VoiceCon.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.